Now the brother have handed you a flyer. I want you to look at the front of the flyer. Right? What do you notice here? On the image right here, what do you notice? Nabat, right? The person that the people that have the chain around their necks and on their hand, do they look like you? Will you say that these are black people? Okay, so you would say that they will be your ancestors, right? You would say that they would have been your ancestors, right? So they would have been your forefather. But I'm going to show you in the Bible that the Bible prophesied of what you just look at, what you're looking at here, which is a slave ship that happened to black people. Right? We have celebrated Emancipation Day on August the 1st and Independence, so-called Independence Day on August the 6th. Because we were enslaved by who? We were enslaved by the British. But I'm going to show you, Leon, that this was a prophecy that God prophesied. So let's show you the chain around your ancestors' neck first. Deuteronomy 28th chapter and the 48th verse. What I'm about to do, Leon, is to show you in the Bible that you are the children of Israel. That's what I'm about to do, Leon. You go to church? Let's see if the pastors have ever taught you this. Let's go.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
So, Leon, we're reading in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter and the 48th verse, where God said, therefore shalt you serve thine enemies. Plural. So we want to identify who's the thou is Leon. Get me Deuteronomy 29 verse 1. Let's find out who God is speaking to that said they're going to serve their enemies. Somebody get Leon a buckle of water.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 29 and verse 1. These are the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
Who?
The children of Israel.
Yes, Leon. Okay, let's slow it down, Leon. Let's slow. All right, so let's get buckle of water there. We are cool it down, Leon. All right, so let's go slow with Leon. You want us to go slow, so let's go slow because we want our brother to get it. Read it for me one more time.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 29 and verse 1. These be the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
So, you hear that, right, Leon? So that was slow enough. Yes, Leon. That's what the Bible is saying. But I'm going to prove it. So what we just read is that God gave a covenant to Moses to make known to the children of Israel. So we're identifying the audience or the people who Moses is speaking to. You understand? That's why I went to Deuteronomy 29 and the first chapter and the first verse. Understood, Leon? Okay, let's go back to Deuteronomy 28 chapter now. Good, very good, Leon. Read up for me.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
So, Leon.
Who is the enemy?
Very good question. So let's continue read. Let's continue. The Bible is going to tell you, Leon.
Why?
Good. Read.
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
Who send them against them? Send them against us?
Which the Lord shall send against thee.
So who send the enemies against us, Leon? Based upon the Bible. Let's read it slow for Leon. We want Leon to get it.
From the top again. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
So you get that part who they
Therefore,
uh-huh.
serve thine enemies.
Yeah, thou shalt serve thine enemies.
So who is the enemy?
Let's go. Remember, what did we read in Deuteronomy 29? Where it said, these be the words with Moses that God gave to Moses to make known to the children of. Let's read it for Leon one more time.
Deuteronomy chapter 29, verse 1. These are the words of the covenant.
So these are the words of the covenant, Leon. Read.
Which the Lord commanded Moses.
Which the Lord commanded Moses. Command Moses. Yes, Leon. To make to who?
To make with the children of Israel.
Who?
the children of Israel.
So the question you ask, who's the thou that's going to serve the enemies is who, based upon what we just read? Come on, Leon, man. I know you're a smart man, you know. So who? I know you get it, Leon. Who did God call those the thou? Who's the thou, Leon? Who's the thou we just read? Leon?
Alright, you are.
All right, let's read it one more time for Leon.
Deuteronomy chapter 29 and verse 1. These be the words of the covenant which the Lord commanded Moses to make with the children of Israel.
Why, what's your bit?
Uh-huh.
Why Lord don't command Moses?
Read it one more time again. Why did the Lord command Moses?
Yes,
Let's read it one more. Let's give him a pick up a keyword for him.
These are the words of the covenant.
What?
The covenant.
What?
Covenant.
What is the covenant?
So the covenant is the laws of that God that was given to the Israelites. Let's show you. We're coming right back here, Leon. Let's show you what the covenant is. Psalm 149, 47 verse 19 and 20. Let's show you what the covenant that was given to the Israelites through the hands of Moses, that God commanded Moses to give to them. So let's listen very keenly, Leon. Pay keen attention. Read it for me.
49.
19. Psalm 147 verse 19.
Psalms 147 and verse 19. He showed his word unto Jacob.
So he showed his word unto Jacob.
Bible said, he shared the word.
Yeah, he showed his words unto Jacob. Understand? Okay, read.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Unto who?
Israel.
He shows his words unto Jacob. His statutes and his judgment unto Israel. The judgment is when you break the covenant that he gave to the Israelites. Read.
He hath not dealt so with any nation.
He said he has not dealt so with no other nation, which include the Chinese, the white man, the East Indian. God is not dealing with them, Leon.
Why not?
We're going to get that. We don't want to straight too far, but we're going to get all of your question answered. Read.
And as for his judgment, they have not known them.
And the judgment of breaking the covenant that God gave to the Israelites, the other nations don't know it. And we just read it right now. Why? Because God chose the Israelites. He made everyone, right? But out of everyone that he has made, he chose a particular race of people to be his chosen people. That's you. That's my two sisters that are passing by. Yes, Leon.
Well, we know one and you make right. Listen.
Uh-huh.
If you cut the white people, after the water come out,
Blood doesn't make you the same people. Let's show you. Let's go back. If all of us are one, let's go back to Deuteronomy 28 chapter and the 48th verse. So if all of us are one, you suppose we can able to tell me if a Chinese man is able to identify with this. Go ahead.
Alright, just say if we cut a white man, for no blood come out. If we cut a dog, what come out? Alright. So we and the dog are the same? No, we're not.
we're not talking about that. We're talking about human being.
So, but Leon, but based on what he said, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
No, based on what you said, if we are all the same people, then you tell me why what we're about to read only happened to one race of people.
Watch me now.
Hold on, Leon, hold on. Leon, hold on, I ask a question now. All right, go ahead, Leon. Go ahead, Leon.
So what I tell you this?
Mm-hmm.
The majority of Chinese better off more than the black people.
But why is that?
Come on.
Why is that?
Listen me now. We black people. We black people. Black people like we. You understand? Chinese now, I'm telling you, Chinese better off more than enough of black people then. On a serious level. In a real life. I'm telling you, honest. Chinese shop. Black people shop $1 because the Chinese, $1 is more than getting. So I prefer Chinese.
No, watch this, Leon. Leon.
Leon.
Leon,
My black people, they go right, you know. But I know hard.
Leon, that's this what the Bible says. No, we hear what you said. You come in, let's read verse 48. Let's read verse 48. Let's show you why you have that mindset. Verse 48.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
So what on. White people is the enemy.
We're going to show you. We are not. Leon.
No, we are busy.
You have to listen to the Bible. You ask a question. When you ask a question, what comes after when someone asks a question? An answer. So we are reading the answer to you. You just have to be patient. All right?
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So we want to identify that God said the Israelites going to serve their enemies, which He sent against them. Read.
In hunger.
So the first thing we're going to serve our enemies for, He says for hunger. What do people consume to eat food? So for consumption of food and land, God said we have to serve our enemies. For KFC, do you know who in KFC? It's not our people that own KFC. Tasty is owned by the Chinese. Juicy Party is owned by the Chinese. Mothers, Isla, Mega Mart, the importation of food, Wharf is owned by the Chinese. 90% of the dry goods stores in Jamaica is owned by the Chinese. So for consumption of food, God said the Israelites would have to serve their enemies. Read. In first, we have just handed you a water, Leon, because you're a brother. I will see that you're listening. Look at the bucket, Leon. Look at the bucket. Do you think it's our people that bottle this water? Do you think that it's your race of people that only man the company that bottle that water? No. The Mafu who sink up. iCool is owned by the Chinese. Lifespan is owned by the East Indian. The water commission that you pay water bill, we're not the one who owns it. But Jamaica is known as the land of food and water. But we have to pay for water. We have to serve our enemies. Read.
In nakedness.
Now in nakedness, the clothes that you have on, from your shoes to your pants to the underpants to your shirt lane. If you look at the tab where that shows where it is made, it doesn't say made in Jamaica. It's made in China, in Italy, in all different other nations. You follow me, support? Read.
And in want of all things.
And he said, in want of all things, for medicine. God said we have to go to other nations. For education, we have to go to the other nation. Because the education system that we have is a colonial education system. From England, it hasn't changed. For everything, for religion, we have to go to the Caucasian race, in which they gave us this image, where the Bible describes Jesus Christ as a black man. In Revelation 1 verse 14, we learn this in slavery. Everything you can do down to the toilet paper that you use to wipe your bottom, we have to go to the other nations for it. Well, let's show you who the enemy is now. Read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
So now, Leon, the fire that you have in your hand, that we looked at earlier, open it back. Now, you mentioned earlier that they have iron on their hands and neck, right? Read a part from it.
And he shall put a yoke of iron.
One more time.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
So God says, and he is a man. He's talking about a race of people. Shall put a yoke of iron. Now I want you to read from the top and jump down. God is about to tell you who the enemy is. The enemies, plural, is. Listen keenly.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
So God said, therefore, Leon, shalt thou serve thine enemies, which you have been saying true. Let's see who the enemy is. Read.
And he
the enemies, and he, what shall he do?
Shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck. Open the flyer. Look at that iron. Look at this. Iron chain upon thy neck. Until what?
Until he have destroyed thee.
Until what?
He have destroyed thee.
Until he have destroyed us. Hence why you say that the Chinese man is above us, not knowing that you are above him. Who's the he? Who the enemy? What way some people do this? Let's see if you're going to be bold and be a big man in front of big man today. Let's see if you're going to stand up for the Most High God. What race of people on the planet put a yoke of iron upon the black man and the black woman's neck? What race of people?
Read that part.
What race of people put a yoke of iron upon the black man's neck and the black woman's neck in slavery? What race of people?
Some people.
What race of people?
In real life, certain question we can answer, but certain question we can't answer. Certain things we understand we can.
So question, Leon. The black people went into slavery. By who? Yes, the Chinese is one, but who's the main one? If you're able to identify the Chinese, we know you know, but you don't want to say it. We know you know, Leon, but you have to say it. You have to say it. Guess what? That's the only way you're going to wake up out of the detriment mindset that you're in, Leon. You have to be able to identify the enemy, and as a man, you're supposed to be able to stand up bold as a man to redeem your women and your children. Our women and children are waiting on the men to stand up as men and stop being afraid to identify who did this to us. What race of people did it to us, Liam? If you don't want to say it, it's the white man.
That's right.
That's who the enemy is. That's who the enemy, God says, that did this to us. No, let's take it further. Verse 68.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
Now, Leon, you were able to identify the chain, the iron around our neck, and you know it's the white man did it. Because the fact that you are able to identify the Chinese means you know the white man did it to us. No. How did the so-called black man and black woman came to Jamaica? What means of transportation was used to take us to Jamaica? The boat, the ship. No, watch this, Leon. Read that for me.
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
No, we're reading the Bible, Leon, where God said he's going to bring thee, the Israelites, into Egypt again. For you to use the word again mean, Leon, you have been to a place before. Have you ever heard about the Moses rescuing the Israelites from the ancient pharaohs? The Moses story? Right. The Red Sea part. What was the condition of the Israelites under the ancient pharaohs? But that you smile, Leon, means you know. They were enslaved by the Egyptians. Now, let's show you, Leon, what God says the word Egypt means. Let's read it for Leon.
The book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage. So God said, I am the Lord, your God. He's using possessive pronouns. He's no other God, Leon. He's your God. He's the God of the children of Israel only. And he said he brought them out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. When you're in bondage, means you're being restricted. You're enslaved. You're in captivity.
Can't do anything with them.
Tell it apart, Leon. And that's what they did to us in slavery. So let's go back to Deuteronomy 28. So he said we're going to go back into slavery again, but by what means of transportation? Because we walk into Egypt. Read that for me.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So he said he's going to bring you back into slavery again, but by what means of transportation?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With ships. Slave cargo ships. There's nobody on this planet can deny with facts and evidence that the black man and the black woman did not went into slavery on slave cargo ship. Hence why August the 6th, we celebrate so-called Emancipation Day. August the 1st and August the 6th, we celebrate so-called Independence Day. Read.
Okay. Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt. Okay, sir. All right. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So we're able to identify that we went on slave ship, right? Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Leon, this prophecy was 3,000 years ago when Moses was speaking to the Israelites after they came through the Red Sea in the wilderness. It came to pass. It had now become history. Understood? It has become history. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there he shall be sold unto your enemies.
Now guess what? Now we're reading the enemies one more time. So God is saying the various countries where the ships dock: England, America, China, Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad, India, Iran, Pakistan. God said, and there you're going to be sold unto who?
Your enemies.
God said you're going to be sold unto your enemies. For you to be sold, it required for you to have a buyer. Read it.
Your enemies. For bound men.
For slave man. Read.
And bound men.
And slave woman, Leon, and my brother.
And no man shall buy you.
And it says, no man will be able to redeem us. That's why the word buy me. It's a very quite word which to redeem. Marcus got the tribe, right? Mean redeem. Nobody will save us. Marcus got the tribe. Let's show it there. Go on to verse 29. Well, Marcus got the tribe to redeem us, right? Was he successful? Malcolm X. Some show? None of them were able to be successful in redeeming your people from the oppressive state and enslavement by the white man. When you ask why or why, let's show you.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 29.
So you ask why were they unable to save us? This is why. Let's read it for you.
And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in the darkness.
So God said the Israelite Leon, they're going to grope at noonday, as a blind man grope in darkness. Noonday is at 12 o'clock when the sun is in the middle of the sky. How does a blind man find his way around? What is choice of actions? He uses a stick to feel his way around. But he's saying that as you look now, Leon, as much as though what people are physically able to see with their eyes, he's saying that they are spiritually blind. They're groping around as though a blind man that is physically blind, trying to find his way around. Understood? Let's continue.
As the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways.
So he said we will not be able to prosper in our ways as collectively as a nation of people. When you look at your people, I'm going to show you. When you look at your race of people, Leon, collectively as a race of people, how are we prospering? Yes or no? Collectively as a race of people, are we prospering? Do we own the banks? Do we own the water companies? Do we own the companies that manufacture raw material when our ancestors were the one in the cotton field, in the tobacco field for over 400 years? So collectively as a race of people we will not prosper.
And thou shalt be only oppressed.
And what?
And thou shalt only be oppressed.
God said we're only going to be oppressed by the other race. Read.
And spoil forever, and spoil evermore.
And we're going to be spoiled evermore. Meaning what? Would you ever drink a spoiled milk?
Yes.
You would drink spoiled milk?
No.
Right. But God is saying that as a nation of people, we are spoiled in the various. The number one doctrine that we are spoiling is Christianity. We are mentally spoiled and destroyed. Collectively. We are spoiled. And the various things that we celebrate continue to push that mental decadent state that our people are in. So we shall be spoiled,
Be spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee.
So this is the question that you asked, why they were unable to save us. Read that part again.
And no man, and no man shall save thee.
More time.
And no man shall save thee.
Because guess what? No man, you're above all people. The point we are answering your question is say why Marcus Garvey was unable to save us. Because God said there's no man on this planet going to redeem us from the condition in which we are in.
That's
we only
right.
have one redeemer, is the black Messiah, Jesus the Christ.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role